Vivian Joy from She Enjoys Business Building, and I'm here with the lovely Elke today. Hello, Elke.
Hello, Vivian.
I can't wait to get into this because I want to know what those things are behind you, those orange poles. So Elke, I've known, well, I reckon probably 6 or 7 years. I met her first at a networking event where she was showing us what we should do with a tennis ball. And it kind of always stuck in my head and has made me think differently about the body, which we're all a bit fascinated by and have all sorts of aches and pains as we get older. So I thought I would invite Elke here to have a chat with us about how she built her business and also what her business is and how it potentially helped you and how she's helping lots of people. So it's over to you, Elke. So tell us about the origin of you. Where do you come from and how did you get into this?
I'm originally from Germany, and we came to this country in 2001 for my husband's job. So we moved. I used to be working in a completely different field, trilingual secretary at the time. We moved to France for his work, and then we came here. And then I wanted to use the time wisely when the kids were in school. So I retrained and became a therapist. Started with massage and things that everyone knows, but I got more and more involved in the treatment of pain. More and more of my clients seemed to be stressed and holding their tension in the back, lower back mainly. I also had a car accident many years ago myself, and that led me to being interested in more alternative therapies. And then in 2010, so the car accident is 30 odd years ago, but I was diagnosed with a prolapse in 2010. I also fell down the stairs being pregnant and broke a coccyx. So, I know what pain is like, and I always wanted to deal with it in a natural way, or as natural as possible. So I didn't want the cortisone injections they recommended and so on. And I found techniques. So obviously I'm very, very passionate to pass this knowledge down now or share it with my clients and educate them or show them ways how they can deal with their pain, or we do it together.
Yeah.
Session. But some of it can be done at home,
Yes. The tennis ball stuff.
Yes, tennis ball stuff. And, the sticks you mentioned you were interested. So that's another addition. With me, you don't get bored. I use a lot of techniques that a lot of people have never even heard the name of. I just roll my chair to the side. So these sticks are made, as far as I know, from fiberglass. And
they're massive.
Look, they bend.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Strengthen, stretch, rehab, prehab.
They're cool, aren't they?
It helps with fitness. It helps with my running. I'm an avid runner, and so it helps my own goals as well as I said, prehab or rehab.
Yeah.
Clients.
They look much bigger than I thought they were going to be. It's the kind of whole perspective, isn't it? So of where they are. So what do you call yourself now, and what type of people do you help? Tell me about that.
The majority of my clients comes in with back pain, but I can do other body parts as well. I really look at the whole person, so body, mind, and soul. As I said, I started with massage, but then came and discovered other techniques that are very powerful, and they have kind of taken over the massage side of things, or I mix and match things. So I work a lot with fascia, so that is very involved when we have pain. The sticks are, working with fascia as well as with tennis balls, as well as, when I put a foot on a body, the client lies on the yoga mat and I put my foot in socks on them and they need to move it. So very weird and wonderful techniques, I'd say, so I call myself, because most techniques that I use are not so well known to Joe blogs, I call myself the natural painkiller.
Oh, okay.
Because I help clients in natural ways to get rid of pain. And I like to do that in ways that are fairly fast, safe, and effective. Yeah. So
for those that are listening and watching and don't know what fascia is, what is fascia? How do you summarize
connective tissue, connects from top to toe. So it's not just muscle attaching to bone and so on. It's it's this white stuff around. If you I don't know if you are vegetarian or you're eating chicken, you know, there's like little very thin white stuff around it, or when you peel an orange, yeah, these segments, and then even in between it. So this is kind of what fascia looks like. It holds it all together, gives it its form, and yeah, with connecting things from one end to the other.
Are you saying that people have got pain because it's disconnected?
I'd say if you have back pain, it's rarely that, yes, you may, you know, get some kind of relief, you know, with a bit of a back rub. But I look at other body parts that connect to that. So I might not even touch that part, but it gives you pain relief fast. Yeah, I look then at the legs, or when people have neck and shoulder issues, I look at forearms a lot, and that's not necessarily where other practitioners go to first.
No, so I get completely what you mean, because my wife broke her ankle during lockdown and didn't have it seen properly because she couldn't. And now she's got really big problems with her lower back that she knows is to do with her ankle. She absolutely knows. So if she goes on a long car journey, it's not because she's hurt her ankle or walked on it, it's to do with that, but the way that was held in some way. So absolutely, no, it's all definitely connected. Of course, we know it's all connected. So how did you build a business around this, Elke? Because there'll be loads and loads of people listening to this who would love to help people in some way, you know, in a therapy kind of way, but think, how do I get clients? How do I get started? How did you get into this? How did you get started?
I built a little shed in my garden. we had an unused space we couldn't use because of a conservation area and so on. So I said to my husband, why don't we build a shed here? So as soon as I had my qualification in massage at the time, we built that shed. And that's why I still see clients today.
Oh,
with
lovely.
Growing the business and the techniques that I use, this kind of became a bit too small. So I use this room as well. And then with the pandemic, I now help people even online, and I enjoy that too. Yeah, I started very small, as I said, you know, around my children's school times. I wanted them to be trilingual, as I mentioned. They were born in France. We moved here. I'm German, so I wanted to be there for them when they come home from school. So I needed to find something that I can squeeze into the school hours. And obviously, the older they grew, the more I could do, and now they've flown the nest, I can't do as much as I like, and I still love it. I'm passionate about it. So I started very small and grew it slowly but surely. Networking is a great way of finding clients. This is how we met.
Yes.
And I would say it's probably rather 8-ish years. I don't know. I've been a member with the same organization for over 11 years now. So yeah, somewhere there we met many years ago.
And how has that changed since, you know, everything went more online during COVID, didn't it? I mean, you know, across the board, everything. Well, we had to, didn't we? That's like you say, you now can help people online. I do. I spend, you know, all over the world. How has that affected your business, do you think? Is it better for you, or has it made it harder, or how has it affected your business?
I'd say it has its pluses and not really minuses. I'd like to grow the online arm of things.
Okay.
But I'm still very, very passionate about the hands-on or feet-on stuff I do, or, you know, meeting people face-to-face. And face-to-face online is fine, and I can teach them quite a bit and help them that way. But it doesn't replace what I was doing before. But with the pandemic, I found a new technique, new to me at the time. It had been around for quite a while, but yeah, so I don't know if have you ever heard of TRE, tension and trauma releasing exercises? And so I found it at the start of the pandemic when I was suffering from a running injury, and then obviously I wasn't allowed to touch anybody, so I couldn't do the lovely work I normally do. Or let's say I do tapping for emotional relief as well, and I could do that online. And I could also offer some self-guidance, like, Vivian, take the tennis ball, put it on that spot, do that move, and you know that will help your shoulder, neck, this sort of help. But I was looking, what else could I do to help myself and also help clients? And so I stumbled across this technique called tension and trauma releasing exercises, abbreviated to TRE, which involves shaking. And that can be taught or done online as well as in the room. And you can do it in one-on-ones, as well as in groups. So that's what I was drawn to, and I love it. And obviously it's helping a lot of
So you
people.
mean like shaking like a dog does? You know, when a kind of dog shakes it off, basically. I just got this vision of a whole group of people on Zoom shaking, like it'd be quite crazy, like there was an earthquake going on. Is that what it's like?
It is, yes. All mammals can do it. And you just mentioned dogs. I think Emma, your wife is a dog woman. So you may have seen dogs in the when there's a fireworks or a thunderstorm going on, they will shake.
Yes.
All mammals can do that, including us humans. But we have kind of suppressed that ability. And all we need to do is bring it back online. Everyone, we all know it. Our bodies know how to shake, but we suppressed it.
You're absolutely right.
Religion, whatever, conditioning, life happenings, and if you don't do it or you suppress it. And it's so helpful. So all we need to do is, learn a few exercises to get it back online, and then you can tremor away and use it as and when you want. And tremoring or shaking sounds so dramatic.
Yeah, it does.
It can be as subtle as I can hardly see it physically, with my bare eye. And sometimes there is indeed quite a bit of vibration going, but it is a pleasant experience. It should be a pleasurable
I suppose it's no different to, I do it. I definitely do it when my leg taps when I'm excited or I'm in a hurry or I'm like waiting for something. It's the same kind of feeling. Our dogs do it when they're excited. So like when they're about to go out for a walk and they're like, and then all of a sudden you see one of them kind of shake, like do this little shaky thing. And I hear Emma, who is a behaviorist, I'll be, that's it, baby, shake it off. Like, because of course going out in that kind of heightened emotional state is not good for anybody. So we get it, but I suppose we think of shaking as a bad thing, i.e. I'm so nervous, I'm shaking, which of course is the same concept. We're trying to shake off that energy, that emotion, but we think of it as a negative. So actually even turning that into a positive, I think
you're feeling better afterwards. You'll feel better for it afterwards. Most people report that they feel more relaxed, they sleep better, physical pain reduces or goes away. If you have digestive issues, IBS, all of that, any, the autoimmune diseases or, ME, fibromyalgia, all this, really painful, these painful conditions can be helped with that.
Might have just helped me.
The nervous system will be regulated. And
I think you might have helped me understand something. So obviously I've just moved house. Before that, I used to go to a class called Body Groove, which I used to call Wiggle, because we used to do a lot of wiggle, like, just kind of that sort of stuff, releasing tension as well as dancing. And I did feel so different, but I thought it was about something else, but I've stopped doing it and I feel very achy, kind of, and of course I sit doing this a lot. And I'm thinking, maybe that's the difference then. Maybe I need to find another class in my new location. Because even doing that once a week would be better, would allow my body to release whatever it's releasing. So you might be thinking about something slightly different there. But
or you can just learn how to shake, and you do it in your bed, on your yoga mat, on the grass.
How can people learn this? How can people come and work with you? How can they learn this? How can they get in touch? And I'll add the links under
they can go to my website, www.elkehausler.com. They can book a first, kind of get to know. It's a free discovery call if they don't know what they want or need. But if they want, they know what they need, they can book a session online or come to Newmarket and have, we'll do it here on this big yoga mat. People are fully dressed. If we're talking about the shaking, depending on what else I do, I might ask to take a layer off, but we always cover what we treat at any one point. And so Newmarket or online through my website.
Lovely. And what's next for you then, Elke? What's going to happen to your business or your life? What's in the stars for you?
Good question. Yeah, I definitely want to do more online, in groups or one-on-one TRE sessions, because it's so beneficial and it helps you don't have to be overly stressed, traumatized or ill to benefit from this, any, day-to-day mini stresses or it's a great self-care tool. And I think it should be taught in schools, universities, it should be around everywhere. We should all know about it and just do it. So I'm on a mission here to
Maybe
share.
offices, I could see that a good stress relief in some high stress environments like the NHS. They could probably learn how to de-stress with a shake.
Yes.
Yeah, shake away the stress kind of thing. Yeah, I could see that becoming, I could see big companies doing this. I could see that in their Monday morning weekly meeting doing some sort of like stress shake. I don't know. I think it'd be quite good to shake off the weekend and shake into the, I can definitely see that. But my business brain, my coaching brain's gone onto a whole other planet now. My mentoring, creative mentoring brain. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. And obviously, if you're listening or watching this and you want to get in touch with Elke, she's very approachable, as you can probably tell, and be very pleased to hear from you and help you with whatever you've got, or even if you're just more interested in talking about it or want to invite her to come and have a chat with you, I feel quite sure she will. So thank you very much, Elke. It's always a pleasure to see you. Hopefully I'll see you physically somewhere, shaking your stuff, as it were. It brings a whole new meaning to it. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Okay.
Oh, it's a pleasure.